Alright, it is episode number 7 of Doki Doki Literature Club. I did end up going back and making the save that I said I would. But besides that, nothing new, so let's get into it. It's a lie. Should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. Or I decide to ignore it. Wow, is this a new background? I take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious. Seems kind of rude to make someone clean, or have someone help you clean your own room. I snatch Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. What does he have in that drawer? I let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both of her hands firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them. Atmospheric enhancements. Candles. Oh, I forgot about the cupcakes. Hmm. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. Never seen a diffuser before, so I don't know what it looks like. Yuri takes a cylinder and pushes a switch at the bottom, or on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole in the top. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. Origami paper. $100. Doorway curtain. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed than when it's just the two of us? Isn't it just the two of us right now? I feel like this whole, right after the comma is pointless. Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. Pocket knife? Why not just scissors? The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. Into knives. Feeling of danger. I do. She is very weird for that. It's probably a better way to put it. It's more interesting. It's an interesting thing to be into. Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Yuri carefully hands me the knife, the handle facing it. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. How would you know that? A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Yeah, I would too, that's weird. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Sure, it was a little weird and it took me by surprise, but I guess she was just trying to help, right? She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I do it anyways. I take... What? How does that help? How does that help this situation? I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. What? I do not remember seeing this. Ever. I mean, obviously I watched it on YouTube when it first came out, but I have like very vague memories of this game. I do not remember this at all. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I did. I did do something wrong. It's weird. If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. Yuri giggles shyly. Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected and will be very effective as a door curtain. Next task? Next task. Bam. One of the items Yuri had asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. Okay, what was the point telling me 6 cups? What? Taking Yuri's advice, I decide to use small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-size glasses. Oh, never mind. 6 individual cups, not measuring cups. I put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, then bring it back into my room. I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeves, pulling it back over her arm. Strange. Suspicious. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups. Yuri smiles at me. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like the art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself. Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. Yuri smiles gently. Yuri leans over the banner and grabs an unused paintbrush. But I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Yuri reels back and I quickly lift my hands in surprise. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and back. I rush out and fetch a small towel, then I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. I pat down Yuri's face and neck with the towel. Having finished, I start to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. I keep my hand still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books, almost as if she's lost in a daze enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Yuri's gentle finger wrapped around my wrist send a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movement seems clumsier. Her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Oh yeah, why didn't I read that? I just glanced over the whole thing. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I was secretly hoping we would have extra time after finishing the work. Yuri thinks to herself. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door. Yuri fidgets. I kind of say that without thinking. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. What? How am I supposed to respond to that? But I don't even get the chance to as Yuri suddenly pulls back. Sayori. The music's gone. I don't like this. I don't like this game without the music. Makes me feel uncomfortable. Sayori beams. Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after. Oh, the music's back. Good. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. Probably. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my... Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Well, obviously, I think I need to save. I don't think I want to pick this one. So I'm gonna have to go with "You'll always be my dearest friend." I think either way the outcome is the same if I remember correctly. But as I said earlier, I have very vague memories of the game. But either way, I think it is the same outcome. But I'll go with this one. Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression. Sayori's smile finally breaks. All of a sudden, she turns around and drops to her knees. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. I'm left helplessly standing in front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more that I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend, and I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but that's where I'm gonna end it. Kind of like a cliffhanger.